3, 2, 1. Welcome back to the Eyes on Leafs podcast, everybody. Mateo, Seb, and Jacob here, back for episode 3. I think I'm gonna change. How you guys doing?
Great.
Good.
Absolutely
feeling
incredible.
fantastic.
Yeah, you guys
Season starts soon. I'm happy.
now. Like,
Season
as we're recording.
Well,
I think
yeah,
the
actually
Devils are up
started
2-0.
literally, yeah.
So on Buffalo and Prague. So it's in Prague,
Big
right?
Dougie Hamilton and Jesper Bratt fantasy
Yeah, well,
owners.
now they haven't done anything.
Is it Prague or is it
Actually,
Germany?
I'm beating you right now. So
Is it in
it's
Germany?
Prague.
It's
No,
Prague,
it's
right?
Prague. It's Prague. Yeah.
I'm talking shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think Germany was the preseason, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So if you guys watched the last few podcasts, the way we kind of laid it out is we did general league talk first, and then we got into the Leafs after. But I think we're going to change that around today. I think we're going to talk about the Leafs to start, and then there is some topics I want to touch on for like just general NHL talk. So I think we're going to head over there after our Leafs talk. Obviously, they've played a few preseason games, and the season's right around the corner. I think they play on Wednesday, right? Yeah, Wednesday's the
like
first game.
October
It's-
9th.
We should open the season with a back-to-back.
Yeah, in Montreal.
Classic.
Yeah, in Montreal, then they go to New Jersey. So, yeah, the first game against Keith. We mentioned that in our first podcast, I think. So yeah, how do you guys feel with the team so far?
I don't know. I mean, it's preseason, so it's hard to really gauge. But I think we've only seen really like 2 games out of the Stars.
Yeah,
if I'm right.
I haven't even been watching that closely, to be honest.
Yeah,
I'm mostly worried about not worried about, but curious about the lineup, what it's going to look like on opening night and stuff like that.
What's going on with Nick Robertson? Because he's
That too.
he's really pushing right now. It's like that dude has like. Does he have like all of their last? I think 4 or 5 goals or
Last
something.
5
Doesn't he have,
goals.
like,
It's
5
crazy.
goals in the preseason so far.
He's been going
4 games,
off.
he has
Yeah,
5 goals.
He's been great, and
I mean-
I want to talk about Robertson actually. Like,
Yeah.
you guys, he obviously makes the team. I don't see a world where you keep him on there, right?
He's this preseason. It's like obviously he's not gonna go out there and score like 40 goals because he has whatever in the preseason, but I don't see a way how you can deny him of a like good role going into this.
Honestly, I think we could see him on like Tavares or Nylander's wing.
Yeah, 100%.
I would like him there. I think
So,
it would
yeah,
look good.
you guys see it like a role? Like, what role would you see from like top 6? Obviously.
I don't know. It's really tough because this preseason he hasn't really played. I think he had the one game where he played with Tavares and was it Tavares and McMahon? I can't remember, but I know the
I don't
first
know, I
game
don't care.
he played with Tavares, and that's really the only time we've seen him with like a top 6 player on this team. So
Yeah.
I don't know where he's gonna play. Honestly, we haven't seen him.
You know what I could see work out is, I don't know if you guys remember last season that I think actually had a lot of success, was when they had Matthews, Domi, and Tavares down the middle. Tavares is the third line center. Maybe they could do that to spread out the depth a little bit more, and that might open a spot for Robertson up that might otherwise not be there, because obviously I don't know how good of a center Max Domi is without a babysitter on his line.
Yeah,
That's what I was gonna say. I'd
That's the
rather
issue.
see Nylander at center.
Me too.
I know we were talking about it before the recording, off the recording, with how the lines look in practice today. Domi was taking center reps, right?
No, he was on the left wing of
was on the
Tavares
left
and
wing.
Nylander.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, I want him to
So
play
wait,
with
is-
Matthews.
Oh, my bad. I thought Nylander
too.
was on
Like,
the center,
I don't
but
understand why.
I need Nyes, Matthews, Domi.
yeah,
And then Marner on the
Yeah,
second
like
line.
I want that line so bad.
yeah, I want to see them actually give Willie a run at center, because I think that not only I don't like Domi up the middle. I think he's not good enough defensively. I don't think he can handle the responsibilities of being a center in the NHL.
It works.
I don't.
Like,
That was brutal.
Well, no, but like he's a good winger. I love Max Domi, but his defensive ability, he's a defensive liability. Like that's just the
Yeah,
truth
you're not
of it.
wrong.
you guys are going to cringe, but every single time Domi played with Marner on his wing, I liked it.
I didn't. I thought it was the most useless 30 seconds of puck cycling of all time. In the playoffs,
In the playoffs, it was pretty
the
bad.
playoffs,
They can't be on the same
They
line
don't.
together.
Neither of them shoot.
Yeah,
like
like
Willie
it's
said.
bad.
Like Willie said in the new documentary that came out, like just fucking shoot. All you do is bitch. Just fucking shoot. I think that was like word for word the quote, or that's the problem.
Literally,
Yeah, it was
like
like
almost
that,
word
yeah.
for word
Yeah.
the quote.
Like, and he's
Crazy.
right. Marner doesn't shoot, and I think Domi doesn't shoot. And I think when they were like you saw that in the playoffs, it'd be like all right, like they have all this offensive zone time, but it's just a cycle in the corner, back up top of the circle, back down to the corner, and like they had puck, but like no one was like they didn't do anything with it.
If
Just make Willie the GM already.
for real.
He'd trade the court for.
If you
He has
if
the
you
passion.
if you show me Domi's stat line from last year, I would like if you showed me that and I didn't know it was Max Domi, I would have thought that was like Morgan Riley's like stat line in an injured season. Like it's honestly so funny to look at.
Yeah, he only had like 9
He had
goals.
9
I
goals.
think, right?
It looks like a defenseman's like stat line. It's so funny.
He's
Fuck
so
that.
talented as a playmaker.
Passer, yeah,
Like, I
it's
love
just-
Domi. I love what he brings to the team. Yeah, he had 9 goals and 38
It's so
assists in
funny,
80
dude. That
games.
looks like an injured Morgan Riley stat
That just
line.
looks like Morgan Riley. What are you talking about injury?
Yeah.
That's just a Morgan Riley stat line.
Well, I mean like
118 pins.
47 points.
118 pins.
Legend.
Yeah.
No, let's talk about this for a second. You don't think 49 points is a Morgan Riley average?
I want to
is
see
like-
what Morgan Riley.
That's dead
yeah,
average
we're playing
Morgan
a
Riley.
game right now.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
If you maybe
Yeah,
if you
we're playing
take
a
like
game right
Morgan
now.
Riley's entire career, but I mean like
No. I
Morgan
want,
Riley the
I
last
want
like
to
5
know.
years.
We had like what 52 points last year?
I want to know. Stop looking. Sky.
Cheater.
Cheating already. All right, Morgan Riley had played 72 games last season.
58 points last year.
Get
No?
a
Okay,
life.
what
Get
about
a
you?
good job.
What about-
He's dead on. I bet. I'm gonna say 52 points.
All right, how many goals did he score?
8.
Last year?
Yeah.
7 just to be different.
Seb needs to go outside, man. He looks
This
a
is
fucking goal. Dude, it's 58 points and 7 goals on the dot in 72 games. Go outside, like do something.
Okay,
man.
you know what? I guess you're right, man.
Last year I know he had 68 points. I don't know how many
Last
goals.
year?
Yeah, I know he
No,
had
he had
60.
58. You said.
No, or not last year, the year before. Sorry.
22, 23?
Yeah, he had 68 points.
I think you're wrong because that
I
was the year they
think
traded
you're
for Eric Gustafsson, and then
In
he was leading the team.
22-23, he played 65 games, scored 4
Oh,
goals.
he was. And it was the year before.
How many points did he
Yeah,
have?
I fell
He
off.
had 41 points.
I fell off.
37 assists and 4 goals. So
4 goals.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
I fell
Doesn't this
off.
guy play on the power play?
he did.
I fell off.
Unless Tyson Berry's on the team. That was so stupid. All right, yeah. So I think we touched everything. Like we just talked about. Do you guys have anything else to say on Robertson?
He's gonna
Score 25.
score 20 goals at least. I'm
With
really high on
any
Nick
team.
Robertson.
I would like to say I don't think it's smart to put him on like a bottom 6 like role. Like I
No.
don't see the upside in that. So I'd rather McMahon play a bottom 6 role and keep Robertson in the top 6.
The more I see this Robertson situation, the more I'm like a little bit confused as to why they signed Pacioretty.
Yeah, what do you guys think of
Honestly.
the Pacioretty, Holmberg, McMahon line?
Honestly, I didn't even really see it.
I'm
You
not
guys
the
are
biggest,
gonna-
I didn't see
I'm
it
not
either,
the
but
biggest
it's been
fan. I
practice
don't know.
today.
I thought Pacioretty's signing was a little bit useless. I'm not gonna lie.
The more I see Robertson play, the more I'm like, you did not need. Because what does Pacioretty bring to like a bottom 6 role too? Like, are you
There's
really
no
gonna
point.
favor? Are you gonna favor the 36-year-old who's like has multiple Achilles injuries over this guy who's like a lock basically this year? I think to score at least 20. Well,
And just,
I shouldn't say at least, but he's definitely got the potential to hit 25 goals. I think he'll for sure hit 20.
And
If he
I
just
think he'll hit
plays-
30 in his career. From
In his
what we've seen
career,
of him
for
now,
sure.
his
like,
shot's unreal. It's just like the small things that he does. It's like the stupid mistakes in the neutral
Yeah.
zone, bad plays in the defensive zone, not trying to get yourself murdered every time you step on the ice.
Yeah,
He gets
it's-
flattened at least once a game.
it's fine though. He's young. I don't mind. This is his
It's fine
second
until
year.
it happens in the playoffs, you know? Like,
Yeah.
as
I
much
just-
as, like,
I
I want
guess you're right.
development, like, they've also had one series win in, what, 8 years now? 9 years now?
Yeah.
Like, eventually you have to win. And I think, we say it every year, but like, I really hope this is the last year of the core 4 if they don't put together at least an Eastern Conference final run. Like, show me some type of progression in the way you play with a new coach, and maybe I change my mind, but I don't even want second round. I want, like, a conference
Maybe they'll
final,
make it to
like,
Game 6 in the second round.
don't.
Here's the thing. I don't even think they need the core 4, like, given the core that they have already, because they have guys like Nick Robertson, Matthew Nyes, Easton Cowan all 3 of those guys will probably be making a pretty big impact on the team next year. 2 of them are already going to have a big spot on the team this year. Like, you don't need to have all of Matthews, Marner, Nylander, Tavares next year. You didn't even need to this year, because once one of those guys is off the books, you got room to get another
Could
high-end
get
winger.
another winger, yeah.
Or you get second line center. Then you don't need to be forcing William Nylander to be the guy for the
PS
job.
center, yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, I mean,
I just wanted, like, I remember a couple years ago, The guy I really wanted that would have literally been, I think, the perfect second line center for the Leafs was Dylan Strome. He would have like literally been perfect.
And what did he sign for? $1.5 million in Washington?
No, that first year was $3 million, which was wild because Alex
fucking
Kerfoot
difference.
was making more than him.
Yeah.
That Nas trade was terrible. Every time I look at it, that Nas and Kadri trade was just brutal.
Yeah, but no, I really wanted Dylan Strome. It really. Now he's making 5, but like even that's not a.
That's still fantastic.
Like Tyler Bertuzzi made $5.5 million last year. They could have afforded
Tyler
that.
Bertuzzi, fantasy owner.
Okay.
Yeah.
But no,
He's
He's not playing with Bedard, though, bro.
he made $3 million in Chicago
Dude, like
in 2021.
Dylan Strome is just so solid. Like that literally would have been the perfect. Imagine like Dylan Strome with like, what if you just like got silly and put Matthews on the wing?
No.
Yeah, fair enough. Actually, that's
Yeah.
really dumb.
Why would you
But
do that?
I don't know why you would do that, honestly. But
How about this?
Dylan Strome with Tavares?
Matthews on the wing with Tavares at center and Marner on the wing, and then William Nylander as the second line center with Andreas Johnsson and Kasperi Kapanen.
My God, those are names.
And we'll
Those are
scratch
names.
Nick Robertson,
Yeah.
and Columbus wins 3-0.
Yep.
So I mentioned that the Leafs are starting on the road in Montreal, and in the preseason there was a little bit of fireworks in their last game.
There's some kerfuffle.
Yeah, so obviously Cedric Poirier with a knee-on-knee hit to Patrick Laine. And Laine is going to miss some time. I think he's out for 2 to 3 months, I think the report was.
Yeah. I think that's a good news. It's only 2 to 3 months.
Yeah,
And not
I'd
a
agree.
year.
I mean, it looks a lot. Obviously,
looked
when you don't
way
knee on knee,
worse,
the
yeah.
first thing like you're nervous about is the ACL.
Oh yeah.
And if that's torn, but it's good that he doesn't need surgery. And yeah, I mean, listen, there's people who thought that he did like Poirier did on purpose. I don't think anyone. Usually, like 90% of the time, unless you're like Matt Cook, like I don't think you mean to knee on knee hit somebody, because you put yourself at just as much risk as the person you're hitting. So, you good?
Yeah, I just don't know. It's something. Keep going.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I thought that discussion was a little bit ridiculous. And then I also thought Xhekaj probably should have been suspended for how he reacted to the hit.
Okay, yeah. I think Laine's words are actually some of the most accurate on the situation. It was a risky play. I don't remember exactly what he said.
He
but
said that he kind of put himself in that position.
Yeah, I think he did. To be
I mean-
perfectly blunt, I mean, like, not to say that just by doing that he deserved to get injured.
Like,
That's
he
not what I
doesn't deserve
meant.
to get injured, but like,
I meant that it was a situation where that could have happened, and it did, and it sucks. And the only reason I really have an opinion on it is because of how Arbor Xhekaj reacted.
oh my god,
can't
like, that
jump
was bad.
some-
You can't do that.
Like, okay, yeah, it warrants a reaction. Whenever a major player
Yeah,
gets
for
injured,
sure. But
fight,
you
a
want
hit,
you
something.
want a guy
Yeah.
to answer the bell. You like properly fight him. You don't fucking jump him.
yeah, you don't throw your gloves off and grab
Well,
him.
he
He
Like,
just started
throw his gloves.
pummeling him in the back of the head.
That's the
Yeah.
worst part for me.
it was
Like,
someone else. Was it Connor Geeky? Anyways,
yeah, Poirier got grabbed from behind by Xhekaj on the collar as he's staying up ice, and then Poirier's helmet comes off, and then Xhekaj's punch him in the back of the head with a glove on, which is like one of the most dangerous things you can do in a hockey game.
That's not how you make someone answer the bell.
And the Department of Player Safety, obviously, I think he gave him a fine. I think it was a fine.
Yeah, like
Okay.
a $3,000.
and then the next day, he fucking flies his elbow right into Tim
Stoops' head.
brainstem, and
Yeah, that was. I mean, he didn't.
Like-
If you watch the video of that hit, he doesn't actually touch his head, but it's still charging. He just flying
okay,
in.
he
Like,
was
tried
aiming
to.
for it.
he tried
to.
No, I agree. I agree.
It was a
yeah.
mistake that he missed that.
Yeah. I would like to point out that George Peros is the head of the Department of Player Safety, and he also played for the Habs, and he also played for Florida. And I tweeted it, and I'm just putting it out there. It would have been a great long-term investment for the Leafs to sign him while he was playing. Could have saved a lot of games with suspension. So
my computer needs power.
no worries.
We'll keep going.
Yeah, I don't know. I think. I mean, listen, we're recording pretty late since it actually happened. Since the hit happened, so I don't think I think most of what's been said. Like, I don't know if there's much more to say on the topic. I thought it was ridiculous that people thought Poirier did it on purpose. I thought jumping Poirier and punching him in the back of the head with a glove on is extremely dangerous. And I don't know how he doesn't get suspended for that. And I think we're gonna talk a little bit about this more like later in the podcast when we're talking about the general NHL discussion. But I saw a really good point brought up by Brian Hayes on Twitter. He runs Overdrive. If you guys are from Toronto, you know Overdrive. It's a popular radio show here, sports radio show on TSN. And he said, if you really want to get a handle on, it's a long, like I'm paraphrasing here, but if you want to get a handle on the preseason, then why does everyone play against divisional opponents? And I understand it's
For location.
for travel. I agree. I understand that, but I also agree with the fact that like you're playing against your divisional rivals, and you have guys that are bottom six players playing that genuinely hate other guys.
Yeah, and also guys who are on the brink trying to prove themselves, that are gonna do anything to prove themselves to try and make the NHL.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just thought you're gonna have. We'll talk about it later, but I think shortening the preseason is something that needs to happen.
Maybe, I was gonna say maybe the key to that, if you're worried about like travel, shorten the preseason to like 3 or 4 games, so that you don't have to worry.
These
about
guys train
travel.
all summer. You can't tell me that they need 7 games to get into.
Yeah,
like,
like,
even
they
Matthews
don't-
has barely played. Like he got like a
Yeah,
minor
they
injury.
played like 2 games.
Yeah, he got a minor injury, and they're like, yeah, you're done for the preseason.
There's been
pretty
a
much.
lot of injuries this preseason, and
Yeah.
it's just more of a testament to the fact that it needs to be shorter.
Yeah. All right. I want to stick on the topic of preseason. Has anyone really stood out to you guys like heading into the year on the Leafs?
I think the biggest one's Robertson, probably, to be honest.
So we talked about him a lot.
Stolarz has been really good too.
Stolarz
I've
has
been
been
really
great.
impressed.
Like I said, I haven't been watching a whole lot, but
Yeah.
from what I did watch, I like Nikita Grabenkin.
Yeah.
I know he got
Nikita
cut
Grabenkin.
today, but which I was expecting anyways.
Yeah.
But he's,
I mean, I don't think you have to put him through waivers, right? Like
he's
still
just
done.
right to the AHL.
Yeah,
the
so,
only
like-
one on waivers today
Yeah,
is
so
Alex
like
Steves.
you could you could call him back up if you need him. Like I think
Wait,
that's the
he will.
organizational depth.
So
and I like him.
Get some games this year.
Aberzazy cleared, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Did
No
Friedman tweet that everyone cleared? I didn't see.
Well, they
Actually,
announced
wait, was
Alex Steves was on waivers, so I'm guessing
I'll
everybody
look.
cleared.
I'll look.
Because
guess
I'm
it's still
very
just
surprised that like Vancouver or some shit didn't claim
like Travis
Aberzazy.
Boyd.
Everyone
Yeah,
cleared as
like-
of 8 minutes ago.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so Aberzazy does clear then.
That's insane. I can't believe
I'm not
it
that
had to be a
surprised.
Kyle Dubas thing. It had to be a Kyle Dubas thing.
I mean,
Bobby
have we had
McMahon cleared.
anybody claim since he left?
No, I don't think so.
Bobby McMahon cleared waivers.
Yeah, like
Bobby
Bobby
Samsonov
McMahon cleared
cleared
waivers. Yeah,
I mean,
Ilya
Samsonov, I understand why he cleared waivers.
Martin Jones cleared
Yeah,
waivers.
Martin
Yeah,
Jones
that one-
cleared like.
But they also said that the Martin Jones thing is they had like a bonus on there where it's like, you have to pay him out $100K if you're gonna claim him on this day. Yeah, so-
Lagesson didn't clear waivers.
No.
I remember Anaheim got him, but like still, like literally everybody would get claimed on waivers when Kyle Dubas
Harry
was.
Sateri.
Harry
Harry
Sateri, that was
Sateri. That's
crazy.
the craziest one. The dude literally never played an
I
NHL
think he
game
played one game.
with Arizona.
Yeah,
He never played
yeah.
an NHL game when
no,
we
no,
signed
no,
him.
no.
He would have been their starter.
Yeah.
like
All right.
So dumb.
So yeah, just sticking on who stood out. I think Grabenkin was probably my pick. I think Holmberg has looked pretty good, but I've always been a fan of Holmberg. I think that
I love Holmberg.
Wait,
I've
no,
said
no,
it-
that's Seb. It's
Yeah,
always been
yeah,
fine,
you're getting the roles
fine.
confused here, pal.
I will stand. I've always said that they should trade Camp and let Holmberg play
be
4C.
Yeah, they're literally
Yeah.
the exact same player, but Holmberg is younger and like
cheaper.
way cheaper.
I wonder
Yeah.
if they're going to run Holmberg at 3C this year. It's hard to say because the lines today had it that way, but Robertson's day-to-day at the moment.
Yeah.
If
We'll see.
Holmberg is our 3C, I'm a little concerned. I love Holmberg, but if he's your 3C, I think
he'll
you
have
have
to take a huge
little
step.
bit of an issue.
I just want to go back here, Jacob. You mentioned Stolarz, and I just want to stick on the goaltending point actually for a little bit here. I think obviously we know what the situation is. There's gonna be, I think we're gonna have a tandem for Wool and Stolarz, and we're just gonna split the games. But I think they both look pretty good in the preseason. I was just wondering, like, who's your opening night starter?
I'd stick with Wool because I don't think you should necessarily like value the preseason all that crazy. It is encouraging that Stolarz has looked really good, but I think they're dead set on Joseph Wool being the guy, at least for the future, for splitting games as well. But I think they'll go Wool for game 1. I don't see why not.
Yeah, I'd imagine they're going to be splitting most of the season,
Yeah.
pretty much 50-50. Yeah, but I agree. I think Stolarz was brought in as a stopgap in between the time that Joseph Wool is ready to be a full-time starter. That's why he signed a 2-year deal. So I think starting Joseph Wool for that first game, I'm fine with either or, but I think
Yeah.
starting Joseph Wool just is
I
a
think-
statement that this is our guy.
Yeah, I think that's why they're gonna start him. Like they clearly have faith in him. I don't think we talked about it, but like the Wool extension, they're very clear on this is our guy. We think he has all the potential. They're gonna, I think, start with him, and Yeah. Again, though, like Stolarz has been really good in preseason.
I would say
I just don't think.
I would say I love the way Stolarz looks. I think he's big, he's compact, he doesn't get out of position. His movements are great. His skating looks good. Awareness is really good. He had a play on along the side of the net there where last night puck is then moved around against Detroit. I can't remember who had it on the side, on not even on the sidewalks, at the face-off dot, a little bit closer to the goal line, to the side of Stolarz, and he tries to take it in front. Stolarz makes a really nice play where he kind of he slides his stick down the knob like to his hand, and he just like quick poke, and allows the Leafs to get like relief the pressure and get the puck out of the zone. And I think those little plays are really important, and I think Stolarz having that awareness is a big part of a goaltender's game, and I love the way Stolarz has looked. I thought he's always looked good in the NHL. The only thing I've always said it, the only thing is, how's he gonna look when he has a bigger sample size of games? Yeah, and I think that's something that we're gonna have. Like, we can't really tell until it happens. So we'll see how that goes. But I've really been impressed with Stolarz. I mean, he had a 31 save shutout last night, and I think I'm pretty sure, if I'm not wrong, Detroit started a lot of their players. So there's the NHL roster they got shut out on. I know it's preseason, but typically I do kind of look into smaller things with goaltenders a little bit more than and I take more into account than I do with the players. But I also love Joseph Full. I'm a big fan of his. I'm a big fan of his play style, but
It's just the injuries.
it's the injuries. It's the injuries, and we'll see. Like, it's gonna be a question mark all year. I don't think I'll ever feel fully comfortable with this goaltending tandem, just for the sole fact of injuries.
Yeah, it's something you gotta see it to kind of believe it.
Yeah, I agree. So,
do you have anything on Hildaby, Mateo?
I don't, but I saw he got sent back down to the AHL, right?
Yeah, which I mean, obviously was going to happen, but I thought he was fantastic.
I thought he was great too. He's another big guy. He's huge.
Oh, was he 6'7"?
Yeah, something like that. He's massive, but he moves really well. Like, the thing is, you'll see, like, one guy I always think about is Robin Leonard, massive guy, cannot move laterally. When he was playing, he couldn't go side to side, and I think he was also talking about this on a podcast where it's not directly related, but they're talking about the shootout and how the shootouts are stupid for goalies. But he was saying, for a bigger guy, for him to go back and then move side to side, this was years ago. I'm blanking on what podcast he was talking about it on, but it's just harder for him to go side to side, because when you're a bigger goalie, that's part of the thing, that you don't move. You're not as agile typically. The best goalies in the world, Vasilevsky, big guy, but he can move.
Saros is big on his movement.
Well, no, but Saros is small though. Like, he's 5'11".
Well, yeah, that's why it's easier for him.
Well, exactly. So Hildaby's huge, and I like his skating. His side to side movement's good. Doesn't get out of position too much. I know we haven't seen too much of him. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't sit down and watch the Marlies every night, so I don't have like a deep analysis. But from what I've seen, I like him a lot.
Fake fan.
Fake, yeah. I'm not at Coca-Cola Coliseum every night, guys. I apologize.
Fake fan.
Yeah.
Fake reporter.
Fake reporter.
Do you even care about this, man?
Not really, actually. You know what? I'm not even a hockey fan.
Do you really love this career?
No, I don't. All right. So we talked a lot about the roster. I think one of the other big roster moves were that it's not even a move. It's more of a rumor. Nick Caprios reported that Jake McCabe is close to an extension, 6 years, around 5 or 5.2 mil. What do you guys think about that?
Long, rich, not a huge fan. The term, it's 6 years for a 30-year-old. It's just a little bit confusing.
I'm so torn because I love Jake McCabe.
Yeah.
Like, he's honestly probably,
I'm not gonna lie, he's one of my favorite players on the team.
easily.
yeah.
Like, he's
so reliable.
He's one of my
yeah.
favorite, like, deadline
Physical.
acquisitions we had. Like, he was, I think, the parting gift from Kyle Dubas.
Yeah.
That trade was so good.
We should still have Lafferty if we didn't trade him.
Yeah,
He's made space for Ryan Reeves, who's
God,
not play every night.
besides the point.
I love
Just-
Revo, but that was so stupid.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
besides the point. But, like, he like, I love him, but, like, 5 million.
I don't mind $5 million. I could do $5 million for 3 years.
It's a
Cap
little.
going up
It's a
as well.
little.
For 3 years, yeah,
I
but
guess.
yeah, I
it's a
agree.
little rich for me, but it's more that term that's really
I think
iffy.
I mean, everyone's gonna be over 30 years old by the time their contracts are done on the Leafs blue line. So I think I don't know. They're going for an experienced back end right now, and I think the planning for the future is kind of gone out the window a little bit. Like, I don't.
Premium, you
It's
kinda-
very old now, and
I'm not high on Robertson. Lilligren, not huge on Topi Niemelä. What else do we have back there in the pipeline?
Weber.
I hate you. Why'd you say it like that?
Noah Chadwick.
Okay. We don't have
Ben
much.
Danford.
We
Yeah,
have
Danford.
We'll see Danford. I don't know. Like, I mean, I would have liked to see him in the preseason. Obviously, it's unfortunate that the concussion in rookie camp.
He wasn't making the team anyway. So.
No, he wasn't. But I would have just liked to see him play a little bit more.
He was just named captain of fucking wherever he plays, wasn't he?
Oshawa.
Oshawa.
Okay.
Oshawa. So.
Let's roll.
We had a little mishap there.
My cat jumped on the computer and
Shut off the
oh,
recording.
did you check if we still have the recording?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
yeah, we're good. We're good.
All right, all right. Let's just get back into it here. I want to move on to what you guys think are expectations. I don't think we've ever done like actually talked about like what we think is going to happen with the Leafs this season on the pod. So I just want to ask you guys what are your actual realistic expectations for how the season's going to go?
I think they should be aiming to win the division.
Okay.
It's very wide open this year. Florida, I think everybody has Florida as their number one. I don't see
Not
it this
me, by
year.
the way.
They've been to 2 straight cup finals. I think they didn't win the division. the year
Defending
before,
cup
but-
winners don't often win the division.
Yeah, they don't need to. I just think they're gonna regular season wise slow down a little bit, which is fine. They're still gonna be in the playoffs.
He'll be a cup contender again.
Yeah,
for
for
sure.
sure.
But like,
I mean, barring any injuries, obviously.
is
but
Boston gonna win the division?
I think so. I think the problem is actually, you know what?
I don't see
when
it.
I did
Like,
my Atlantic Division predictions, I had Boston. That was me assuming that Swayman was going to
Swayman
sign.
was gonna
And
play,
we'll
yeah.
touch on Swayman a little bit later, but I don't know what to expect now. I think Corpusella will be good. I think that Boston system is
Gonna
defense. It'll
protect
help him.
them, yeah.
It'll help him. He had a tough time in Ottawa, but I think every goalie has a tough time in Ottawa. So, and I mean, they just start all marked. So we'll see how true that actually is. If it's actually an Ottawa problem, or if it's a problem of who they went out and acquired.
It's regardless an Ottawa problem. It's
Well,
either
yeah,
their-
it's either
their
your
pro
scouting or your
sucks.
system and your personnel
Yeah.
is shit. So it's one of the two. But yeah, I think Boston's a good enough team to win the division. I mean, they were a point off last year.
Yes, I just don't think they got better
I
this
disagree.
year. I
disagree.
I don't think they got better.
How
I
did they
think
not
they
get
got
better? Lindholm was a better first line center than what they had before.
Yeah, but then they lost Jake DeBrusk. They signed
They-
Sadorov is like,
Bro,
he's
The Ross is the only good against the Leafs in the playoffs.
No, he's a good player.
They lost 15
It's a lot,
goals.
bro.
No,
Lindholm
the
does
Bruss is
not.
good.
Lindholm does not move me. Does
I like
not
Lindholm.
move me.
doesn't
at
move me
all.
that much either.
does
Neither
not
does
move
Nikita
me.
Zadorov.
I think Zadorov is gonna be a monster with
Dude,
Boston.
pull
I'm
up
not gonna
their
lie to you.
daily face-off right now. That lineup sucks.
I'm big on their
It
defense
sucks
core.
every year. It sucked last year, and they finished
I don't
second
know.
in the
I
division,
just-
a point off.
They're not
I
going to
don't-
win the division. I think Toronto has a better shot at winning the division.
I think
I
Toronto
think
is
you
good.
guys are nuts. I'm not gonna lie
I
to you.
think you're nuts.
I think Boston finishes third.
No, you don't. Be serious with yourself.
I'm being fucking serious right now.
Okay,
They're
Zaka
shit.
on the left wing, Lindholm, Pastrnak. That's a good first line.
I guess.
What do you mean?
It's
I guess
okay.
That's
It's a good first line.
One of the
It's
best
a good
goal
pass.
scorers-
It's a good Pasternak.
Okay.
They have
Lindholm,
a
I like
good
Lindholm.
winger.
Lindholm will bounce
is
back.
not,
Watch.
Like,
You know,
Watch.
Lindholm scored 40 goals once.
Yeah, he's gonna bounce
Yeah,
back. Watch.
Lin-
I'm telling
once.
you, it's a Boston story. Everyone bounces back in Boston.
I don't know. Marchand's
Marchand,
getting old.
Coyle,
Marchand's like
Geeky.
37 and he already was
Geeky? On the
Geeky
second line?
On the second line.
third
Oh.
line. Justin
Max
Brazeau,
Jones. Okay.
Trent Frederick, and Max.
Can you
Jones.
shut the fuck up so Mateo can read the lineup?
I don't think we need two people reading the daily face-off, but I appreciate
Fuck is
that.
Cole?
Okay, you know what? I'm turning this around. I've had enough. All right. Third line, Max Jones, Trent Frederick, and Justin Brazeau. Leafs legend Justin Brazeau.
That's pretty terrible.
He's a monster. No, he's a monster. Dude.
No,
he's
Brazeau's
huge.
good, but
Yeah.
Max Jones?
Be serious, Matt. Yeah, okay, Max Jones. I'll give it to you. John Beecher, Mark Kestelik, who I've never been a fan of. He was shit in Ottawa,
Chad Koepka, bro.
and Cole Koepka.
Cole.
I don't know. I've never heard that name in my life. I'm not gonna lie.
Actually,
right winger, whatever.
I think this might have
They
turned
are
me.
missing Poitras on this projected
Poitras,
lineup
yeah.
though. Like, he was good last year before. Oh, he's day to day. I think he's a good player. I like him a lot. I thought he played well before.
Any
he got
other
hurt last year.
injuries?
No, I think that's it right now. But their blue line. I like their blue line though. Hampus, Lindholm, and Charlie McAvoy with
Their
Lorei,
blue
Carlo, and
lines.
Zadorov and Pete. It's a pretty solid
I
blue
don't
line.
see
Pretty
them.
good, yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
see them
Not a- not
winning.
a-
That's definitely their strongest.
I'm not a
asset,
big
but
Andrew Peak fan, but
I mean, third pair. I think you could do worse.
they're-
yeah.
I don't know.
Corpusalo and Brandon Bussy, obviously they're goaltending right now. Obviously no Swayman, so
I don't know. I'm not convinced their division. I think Toronto has the best shot
Okay.
this season.
So your realistic expectations, both of you, is the Leafs win the
If
division.
I think they should. I mean, realistic expectation is like win a fucking round, but
they should win the division. It's They have.
I
think they're perfectly able to, and I think, but they're not going to because you know what's going to happen is they're going to go in the middle of February. It's going to be, oh, this game doesn't mean anything, and they're going to give up 2 points,
Or
but then they're going to lose the division by 3 points.
They start like one of the worst teams in the NHL, like they do every single year.
Yeah.
That's something I'm gonna be looking for is how they start. I know they start slow, and I know they always bounce back. I've had enough. Like stop throwing points away in the stand.
Yeah.
Honestly, they always lose easy games too. Like
That's the one that
this is the
frustrates the
thing.
most.
Yeah.
Losing to Arizona and Chicago,
Yeah.
like those should be easy. Those aren't take the night off.
Yeah,
those are easy 2 points.
You lose to Vegas, it's whatever. It's
Didn't
or
they-
not even Vegas anymore. But I mean, I still think
Dude,
they're good. But lose to
didn't-
Colorado, like all right, whatever.
didn't
it is
You
what it
lose
is,
to a
but-
good team and you
It's
are
just
clearly
actually
trying,
yeah.
and it's like fine.
Yeah.
Dude,
Maybe
didn't-
there were some things you could have done better.
Didn't Arvid Soderblom have like 50 saves against
Yeah.
them
Yeah,
last
he
year?
did.
Like,
Yeah.
Like who even is that?
where
So-
one of his like 4 career wins, or like 2 of his 4 career wins are against the Leafs.
All right, so we're keeping track of those. Both of you think the Leafs will win the Atlantic Division.
I'm
think
not
they
saying
should.
I
Say
think
that into you said
because now you're putting
expectations.
words in my mouth.
Say that into
I'm
the
saying
mic right now.
that's the expectation I'm setting for them. I think they
said
should
the
do
Leafs
it.
will win
They
the
should
Atlantic
do it.
Division in 2024-2025.
I think they ought to.
Lies. They should. They
Everyone
should
bet
do
on
it.
this and then complain to Jacob and Seb when they lose. Okay?
I think they ought to win the division.
They should.
I don't
I'm
know-
saying
I don't
my.
know- I
I
don't
think
know that they will.
I would be slightly disappointed if they don't, because I think this is the like best regular Atlantic Division year they have to do it.
Every year
think-
they should have a chance to win the division. They just fucking screw it up.
I think
Yeah.
we see this team finishing third in the division again and play Boston or Florida in the first round.
really wouldn't be surprised.
Florida in the first round, and we don't have home ice
Can we
again.
like spike? Give me like Detroit or some shit. Just
Detroit.
like give me
You
something.
know we'd
else,
lose.
Dude.
We know
I don't
you-
care. At least
we
it's
would
just
lose against-
something different.
If we played a playoff series against the current Anaheim Ducks, we would lose.
7, you think?
yeah.
Yeah, probably 7.
Yeah.
Because they'd be good enough to take it to
Yeah.
7, and then.
No, it wouldn't be that. It'd be we go up 2-0 in the series, win both games. Actually, you know what? We don't win at home, so it'd be 1-1. We'd split the season. We'd split the series.
Yeah.
We'd go to Anaheim. We'd win both because we always win on the road.
Mason
Not always.
McTavish would like just absolutely be dogging us.
And
just
then
like,
game 5, you come back to Toronto, lose in overtime. Okay. Actually, you know what? No, they get dummied in game 5. They don't even come out and try. Okay.
I just know like Frank Vetrano has like 5
Yeah.
goals in the series.
Game 6, you go back to Anaheim, you lose in overtime because you actually tried. Game 7, they shit their pants. This is Game 7, and they get ran out of the building in their own building. That's how a Leafs playoff series would go against the current Anaheim Ducks.
I think you just counted 5-2 series win for Anaheim.
5-2. Yeah. They threw in an extra game just to make the Leafs feel a little bit better about
That's
themselves.
7.
Yeah.
Game 8. Let's go, boys.
Yeah.
Leafs
All
in
right.
9.
I think we've talked about everything we can on the Leafs. Do you guys want to talk about anything else?
No, I'm good.
Nah.
All right, cool. So I think we're gonna get into the league talk now. There's some news
The league
today.
talk to
Oh no. No. The integrity of our podcast has been shattered.
There was zero
It's
integrity to begin
gone.
with, but it's even worse now.
So I'll be. This will be my last episode.
Yeah, that's all you'll see from Jacob for the rest
That's
of
all
the
you'll
time.
see from this podcast
Yeah.
ever. We're
Yeah.
done.
We gotta change the name now. I'm sorry, guys.
Can we get back to the hockey talk, please?
Hockey talk.
Oh no.
No.
Okay, league talk.
Okay,
This
let's
isn't
go.
serious. This isn't serious. All right. Today, Tyson Barrie signed a 1-year deal worth $1.25 million in Calgary. He was on a PTO there. Any thoughts?
He's,
No,
like,
yeah,
I don't
fair.
know. I mean,
Leafs legend Tyson Barrie.
He'll be fine there.
You know, actually, I'm a little surprised because I thought Jake Bean was going to be their number 1 power play option, and now it seems to be Tyson Barrie.
All right. This has been a terrible 2 minutes. But it feels like 10 minutes, but it's been 2 minutes, I think. All right. Tanner Pearson signed a 1-year deal in Vegas, like league min, $775K.
league shattering.
Yeah. Bigger news: Clayton Keller got named captain of the Utah Hockey Club.
Every NHL team is naming a captain
every
right
single
now.
one
It's
of them.
kind of crazy.
I feel like they named it, and they named him captain, but I feel like a lot of people are forgetting that his uncle literally said get him out of Arizona on Twitter last
That's
year.
so true. Well, okay, it was Arizona.
Wasn't that his
To
dad?
be fair.
It was his uncle or his dad, a close relative. So, yeah, but it's still the same organization. I'm sorry.
No, actually,
I don't-
technically it's not.
Can you stop?
Technically, it's a
Stop.
new team.
Stop.
Technically,
Stop.
according to NHL history, Utah is a new
Oh
team.
my god, can we end the show?
Yeah.
You started this.
You guys both ruined it. Okay. Hard look in the mirror. Hard look in the mirror.
I'm just saying it's a new beginning. I think Clayton Keller is fine in Utah. I think he's happy being in Utah. I don't think he's like
He doesn't have
pissed
sources,
off
by the
with
way. He does not have sources.
Okay. All right.
I forgot about that. The
Yeah.
Brian Keller.
Yeah,
on
that was
Twitter.
weird. That was a weird. Yeah, that was really weird. Okay, I think we're gonna get to like the biggest news now around the league. It came out today just before we started recording that Yaroslav Askarov got sent to the AHL. The San Jose Sharks sent him to the AHL after his trade from Nashville originally because he was upset that he wouldn't get NHL starting time. And I think this has become a big story, but I don't know how long we'll see him in the AHL. They obviously signed him what $2 million it was for 2 years.
I'm
believe
just
so, yeah.
confused. Like, what? Why? Like, it's
Yeah.
not like the Sharks are like, yeah, we gotta ice the best lineup possible. You just traded like very considerable assets for this guy and paid him $2 million.
I love the deal too. Like I thought
it was a good deal for
idea.
them, but they still gave up like considerable
did.
assets for him.
Unless they
and-
think he's that far from the NHL.
which he's not, man.
not.
He's been one of the best
He was
goalies
yeah,
in the AHL
he was
for
the best
2
goalie in the
years.
AHL. Dustin Wolf in Calgary is probably the only guy who really competes with him.
I'm so confused on why they're going with like Vanacek and Blackwood. Like Blackwood, I understand. Blackwood was actually really solid last year, considering
was.
how bad the Sharks were. But like, you really need to play Vitek Vanacek over Yaroslav Askarov. Like, are you really? Do you think he's better? Because I straight up he's not. And two, do you really need to ice the best lineup possible? No.
I wonder how like a lot of people are talking about it now, but I wonder how much of this maybe he plays a few. Me and Seb were actually talking about this on the way here, but he is also injured. But I wonder.
Yeah, like I'm.
But as I said, also they would. I think if it was injury concerns, they would have said it was a conditioning.
That's what
stint.
I thought it would have been, but I guess it's.
But every
not.
headline is they cut him, so
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know if we'll see that much of Askarov in the AHL. I'd assume that they're going to call him up relatively soon once the season starts. But
Yeah, I don't see how
what do you
they
think, Jake? Have
don't.
any thoughts?
I don't think I kind of agree. I don't think he's going to be down there for very long. I'd imagine he plays most of the season in the NHL. I don't think he's going to Pierre-Luc Dubois himself out of San Jose now too. So I don't know. I think it's noteworthy just because he wanted to leave Nashville because he wasn't getting an NHL opportunity. But I'd imagine there's something else going on there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Oh.
Sticking with the goaltending situation, I think one of the biggest stories in the lead right now is also Swayman. What's going on with Swayman? So there's a whole
It's
basically
music to my ears.
yeah
dude.
basically the Cam Neely who is high up with Boston. I don't know what his exact role is. He
I'm
president?
pretty sure he's president. Yeah.
He might be president. I don't know. He pretty much said I'd have 64 million reasons as to why I would be playing right now for him. Pretty much saying that they offered him an 8-year, $8 million per year deal, and that he rejected it. So that caused a lot of problems. Not problems, but headlines. Swayman and his agent came out and said that that contract was never put on the table.
Wild.
And I think there was also some other talks that Swayman wants 8.5 per year, and I mean, there's still some room there. And I think one of the things that I don't know, it's weird because they claimed Yuri Patera off waivers from Vegas.
Yeah.
I saw
So that could just be organizational depth, but I think part of me also wonders if they're actually like thinking like, oh,
They're
maybe we need another
preparing,
goalie, and maybe this actually didn't go along, like didn't go the distance. So.
I am so surprised that they're even willing to go $8 million for Swayman because like
You think so?
he's
think
one
it's
of the
fine.
best young goalies in the league, and when he's played, he's good. But like, he hasn't necessarily proven that he can play outside of a tandem yet.
I think
Like
he's
they're-
unbelievable.
when
though.
you're paying him $8 million, you're expecting him to be like a 60 to 65 start guy.
Yeah, but I still think 8 million is fair though. I think it's fair. I
It's
think
completely fair.
what he's
He's
showing
also
in
an
the
RFA too. He's not even a UFA
Yeah.
goalie. Like RFA goalies rarely get, but like that's like getting to like you think you're on the same level as like Carey Price or something. Like RFA goalies never get paid
It's
like
also rare that
$8 million.
it's also rare that RFA goalies are this good. Like we don't
Yeah,
see guys
That's
that are
also true, I
that
guess.
are
But
still in their RFA years that are performing at this level because like goalies usually take a little bit more time to develop, right?
Can I put this into perspective for you
Yeah.
guys? Okay, so Ilya Sorokin makes 8.25.
Yeah.
Nobody else makes anywhere in the 7-8 million range below that.
Yeah.
here's the goalies that are immediately below Ilya Sorokin. John Gibson at 6.4.
I take Swayman over him.
Jacob
Yeah.
Markstrom at 6. Jordan Binnington at
Swayman.
6.
Swayman.
Philip Grubauer at 5.9.
Definitely Swayman.
Shesterkin at 5.6.
That's gonna change.
Shesterkin, I'm taking.
Well, that's gonna change.
Well, yeah. Shesterkin, dude, Shesterkin's gonna get like a.
He's getting
How much
12,
money
yeah.
is that? That's like a $7 million raise. That's wild.
Yeah.
Elvis Merzlikins at 5.4. Kristen Jarry at 5.3. Darcy Kemper 5.2. So
You just said
needless to say-
mid 15 times.
What's that?
You just said mid 15 times. I don't know
Exactly.
if you noticed.
You see how quickly that drops off?
Yeah.
Jeremy Swayman's in that upper tier of Ilya Sorokin.
I
and
I
agree.
understand
UC
that. It's just like
Saros
I'm just
and-
kind of surprised Boston's will. I'm not saying I don't think he's worth it. I think he is worth it. I'm just saying I'm surprised that they're willing to go that far with him, just because again, like he's never started more than 44 games. He's
would
been
like-
splitting the time with Ullmark.
I'd like to bring up the fact that they traded Allmark before figuring out this contract. Like, did
Yeah,
they just
like,
think that
it's kind of
Swayman?
crazy.
Did they just think that Swayman was just gonna be like, all right, yeah, I'll sign? Like, I don't know what the thinking
And
was there. Why
also,
would you
like,
not wait?
bro-
You didn't need to make the deal at the draft.
For Boston too, it's like if
Or
he
around the
wants
draft.
8.5 and you're at 7.8, is it really like that crazy? Bro, like you're giving up like a league minimum player on your roster each season to keep him at
They-
8.5.
They
Like,
can
bro,
meet in the middle there.
like yeah, can you not meet at like 8.2? Like I don't, it just feels so like avoidable, and I'm not complaining. Please keep going.
I also think that it's
Please
also
keep
the
arguing.
way that Boston's handled it, like with Cam Neely, was what
pretty
he was saying.
bad.
I mean, and they also went to arbitration, I think, and Swan was talking about how he would always look at what the Bruins said about him, like in the arbitration here. Says, I mean, you hear stuff about yourself that the team's obviously arguing as to why you should be making less money. So they're pretty much saying your flaws throughout the whole thing. So they already have a history of going through something like this, and now it's. I mean, I think this is even worse because I think you expect that in an arbitration meeting, but when you have this whole falling out. And it's been an ongoing thing throughout the summer. That started off as like, yeah, that's whatever, like we'll get it
It's-
done. And it's slowly built up and progressed to the point where it's
Yeah.
generally looks like a problem. now.
It's very rare where like an arbitration case with a player can like be repaired.
I wonder if he's thinking something along the lines of, great, these guys are saying all these flaws about me, and this negotiation's getting really messy, and it's in the public. Can I work with these guys for 8 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think you got to seriously think about that if you're Swayman. It's like, do I want to be stuck with this management for the next 8 years of my life?
Yeah, there was a report out there that he was considering requesting a trade. I don't know how much truth there was to it. Let me see who said that.
I hope he does, because that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Friedman was the one who said that
Was it?
they might think about it. They're not thinking about it yet, but they might. He said on 32 Thoughts.
Can we come up with Swayman mock trades
No.
to
we
like
just-
really push the agenda?
Jeremy Swayman for a first-round pick, a third-round pick, and Topi Niemola.
I think just Topi Niemela would get it done, honestly.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I don't know. I just found it interesting. I thought it was just the way that they're handling it. It's really weird. The way that they're handling it with the media, but more so the thing that's okay, like media is what it is. But the thing that really confused me was why would you trade? I said it already, but why would you trade Allmark before you had this figured out?
It's
I guess they were confident.
puzzling, yeah.
I know, but like you're confident before you even really start talking that much. It's weird. Like you didn't.
Boston
no one
is
was
so
pushing you into that.
confusing, dude.
That's a move that seems to suggest they'd be willing to do anything to keep Swayman, but their actions don't reflect that.
Yeah,
So-
considering they're like stressed about it.
I'd also say that they
500K.
lost all their leverage with the second you trade Allmark, because that's
Oh,
when it's
yeah,
like, yeah, okay, so
like-
what? You're going into the season with Korpisalo with what he did in Ottawa, and I think obviously I've talked about. I think that Korpisalo will bounce back and he'll be good because I think that Boston system's nice, but yeah, you lose all your leverage, and I really don't understand the thought process when you trade away Allmark and not having that deal already signed. So
Yeah, like Korpisalo and Busey isn't the end of the world to start the season, but I don't think it's a good idea to start the season without Swayman side.
yeah.
He's.
Listen, we saw here in Toronto with Nylander when he held out until December.
terrible.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not saying that he'll hold out until December, but when Nylander held out until December and he came back,
He was
people
bad.
were wearing like money on his jersey. Like fans were showing. Like you turn your fans on him. I already saw. I've already seen the fans starting to turn on Swayman already. I think I saw it on Puck Empire where he
Yeah,
posted
yeah,
that
yeah,
someone had a sign that said take 64
yeah,
or leave,
dude.
saying to take the 64 8x8 or leave.
It's bad.
So the fans turn on you in an instant because they're not a fan of you, they're a fan of the team. Like they've been there before you got there. Like so, I don't know. I think it's a tough situation. I think what makes it even worse is that Swayman hasn't had a camp. So even if you sign him, he's going into the regular season,
It's bad.
and he hasn't played a preseason game.
It's
He hasn't
bad.
been in camp. He hasn't been around the team. So like,
They'll be cold.
yeah, exactly. So
At this point,
It's a tricky situation.
no matter what, Corpusal is probably starting the first game.
yeah, they also said in the press conference that Corpusals are opening night starter, and then a reporter asked Corpusal, and he's like, "No one's ever told me
Yeah, no
anything."
one
So
told him.
like, what's going on there?
Funny as hell.
Yeah. So
Bro,
yeah,
I don't know. The rational side of me says they'll probably just figure something out by like I'd say probably first couple weeks of the year, but like the fun side of me is like please be traded. I never want to see
I
Swayman
would
in the
love-
playoffs again.
Oh my god, I'd love him out of the division.
Like who would even be interested in him?
Everybody.
I guess everybody, but like
legitimately everybody.
But like what teams would be like the front runners?
I think
like who-
Chicago would take a look. To be honest with you,
Chicago probably.
Colorado?
Would
Colorado definitely.
I don't think Boston would trade them just because divisional rival, but like I feel like
Detroit?
Montreal would 100% sniff
Montreal,
around.
Detroit.
Should be.
Detroit maybe.
I think just divisional trades are all the although they did trade Allmark to Ottawa, so I mean.
Yeah, but do you want to trade both of your
Yeah.
original like starting goalies
Yeah.
within the division?
I
don't
also
know if they
wonder.
would.
I wonder what a trade package for certain looks like. Obviously, I think you get
Dude, it'd
assets,
be
but
crazy.
You don't. You also don't have that much leverage because
Yeah,
everyone,
like,
it's
especially
played
if he
out so
requests it-
publicly, everyone knows what's happening.
If he requests a trade
Yeah.
too, then they're like royally fucked.
yeah.
Yeah, goalies are weird though. I trade packages involved with that where goalies are involved, they're always a little bit different.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're not as much as you think. It's
Yeah,
not,
yeah.
And I
Like,
think we saw that
especially
with the
Askarov.
Allmark deal. I mean, he was a top. I think he came sixth in Vezina voting.
Yep.
That's a great goalie, and you got it first Mark Kostelic and like Korpisalo with some retention, salary retention.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, I don't know what.
do you guys have anything else to say with Swayman?
I don't know what's going on. I just wish he's traded so that I never have to see him in the playoffs again.
All right.
I think it's all going to get worked out. I think he's going to sign with the Bruins, and I think he'll play this season.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think listen, everything in the NHL looks a lot of fun until the most boring
actually
thing possible
happens, yeah.
happens. So I think we'll see a deal for Swayman. I think the biggest thing for me is just does he actually miss any regular season games?
Yeah.
I think
he will.
I think maybe he misses opening night, but I think he's gonna get signed within the first 2 weeks of the season, or even before that. I could see a deal getting done.
Yeah.
Getting done before the season starts too. So, I mean, I'm just waiting for it. I think my phone's blowing up right now, but
Yeah.
Friedman
Check,
hasn't
bro.
said, Friedman hasn't. I have Friedman's Twitter open right now, but I don't see anything.
I've got nothing.
Okay. All right. All right. I want to also. I talked about earlier how we're gonna get to the injuries around the league and the topic of the preseason being shortened, and I do want to touch on it. Like, obviously, some guys that were hurt this week. We talked about it, Line A. But also in the same game, the Habs lost to Line A, and the Habs lost one of the top prospects, David Reinbacher, who they took over Matvey Michkov, by the way. Just like to make,
really good.
just like to make
Looking
that
great.
clear.
Matt Michkov looks great in
Yeah.
the Montreal jersey.
Yeah, I
honestly.
just like to make
Looks
that
great,
clear.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looks great. Him and Lane Hudson are unreal.
Yeah.
Together, unreal. Drew Doughty also hurt. I mean, which is
Awful. I have him
Yeah.
in like two of my fantasy.
he never gets
Oh
hurt.
my
He never gets
God.
hurt too.
Yeah, it looks like you're the one that's suffering the most from this.
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah,
I'm
Drew
like,
Doughty who has a
I saw
broken
that
ankle.
injury and I'm like, fuck you.
Fuck you. What do you want me to do?
I was so pissed, dude.
And
looked
then
so bad.
yeah, the other one is Celebrini. I think that one's less serious. It's obviously less. I think it was less serious. I think they said week to week with Celebrini or something like
I
that.
think it was week to week. Yeah.
So I mean, it sucks that he's probably gonna miss the start of the season. I gotta be honest, I haven't watched a lot of Celebrini, but from everything I've read and heard, that he's looked
I
unbelievable.
think he had a nice overtime goal.
Yeah, actually, I did see that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the injuries are a big topic right now, just because you're like who you're losing. I think that every single year you're gonna see guys go down in the preseason, but when it's the stars, I think it's a little bit more magnified because, I mean, like with all due respect, like if a bottom six player gets hurt, it's like, oh, okay, he got hurt, but like I mean, you could replace him more than you could replace
Callie
Patrick Laine.
Yarncroke.
Yeah, we haven't seen Yarncroke at all, and I think
He played last
He
night.
played last night apparently, but like he's still injured, which is weird.
yeah. But yeah, I think one of the topics we were talking about, we kind of already touched on it, but I wanted to get a little bit more in depth on it. Is how do you guys think the preseason should be handled in like the next seasons here?
Less games. is
Yeah,
the
like
is the
3 or
main
4
thing.
games. Some teams have already been shortening it, but like I think league wide, your
Should be
max
three.
should be like 4 games.
Yeah,
so you
maybe-
really don't need.
Maybe you could do like a 2-week training camp for each team, and then you could have like a
Yeah.
like divisional hubs, like almost like hockey tournament style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For preseason games. I don't know. It's just an idea. That I literally just thought of that.
It's almost
right
like how
now,
they do
so-
the prospect tournaments a little bit.
Yeah, kind of like that. Then you could have a preseason winner.
If you really want, like,
I-
yeah,
I-
preseason winner.
I think it's cool how like the Leafs go to Muskoka and stuff, and they go out to different
Yeah.
like minor hockey towns, and that's cool. But I don't. I mean, listen, I don't know.
you
like,
can do that in one of the 4 preseason
why
games.
don't you also just do that in one of your regular season games?
Or yeah, you could do that in a regular.
They did that. They did that one year, I think. Although you lose the gate revenue, and I obviously selling out Scotiabank Arena is a lot more profitable for the Leafs than selling out some
Random,
like, random
Muskoka.
minor hockey league. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
Bracebridge.
just what MLSA needs more money.
Well,
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I think that it's just so long, and like a lot of these games, I'm looking at this lineup, I'm like, none
I'm
of
not
these guys
watching.
are playing in the NHL.
Yeah,
like, so I just think it's a little bit excessive. I think 3 games, and the other thing is
Yeah,
that
like, they
these
don't
guys
need-
don't need that much time. Like they take
No, they
like a
don't.
max 2-week break after the season ends, and they're training.
I
again.
think 4 games is like perfect.
And then it's not like the preseason helps. I mean, I'm sure it helps, but it's not like it's gets them in mid-season form.
Yeah.
immediately
Yeah,
anyways, 'cause
like-
the first week of the season is always just
It's always
like
hell.
the
It's hectic.
messiest hockey
Yeah.
ever.
You
It's
ca-
so much fun.
You also
like-
can't tell me that they're trying. I watched the first Leafs
Yeah,
game, and
like, they're not.
Matthews, all the big guys that have a
They ain't
lock on
doing
the roster, they
shit.
don't try.
Yeah.
And I don't blame them. Why would you go all out in a
Yeah,
game that has
like-
legitimately no meaning to the standings
Yeah.
whatsoever?
Risk your injury.
Yeah. And I mean, we already saw it. I think one of the talking points was obviously we didn't touch on it, but Robertson. Did we talk about it last podcast?
No, we didn't talk about it. I don't think that Robertson pushing Nylander.
pushed Nylander, tried to give him a little bit of a boost. And I don't think
Yeah.
Nylander was expecting that. I think in the regular season, maybe he expects that a little bit more.
Yeah, but,
it's
like-
a preseason. No one, like those guys aren't trying, so you push him from behind like a little push with your stick, and he goes flying to someone's knee.
obviously Robertson didn't like mean to.
No, obviously not.
like
but
get Nylander killed, but like, yeah, it's just a guy who's trying. I think a little
Too hard.
in that situation, a little too hard. Like
Yeah.
you got to find kind of
Keep
that
it simple.
balance. Yeah.
All right. That's all I had lined up. Do you guys want to have anything else?
We could do the game I had planned.
Oh, you're right. The game.
Game.
The
Let's
game.
do
All right,
game.
Let's do the game.
Game.
Let's do the game.
Okay, this one's really dumb.
game.
And it's really straightforward. I'm just gonna name a couple players, and these fellers are gonna have to guess who drafted them.
Mateo sucks at this.
I'm terrible because I do stuff outside of looking at Hockey DB sub.
Yeah, it's I think I start off with like one easy one, and then
Okay.
these are all so dumb and stupid and difficult. But
Let's hear it.
I'll give you some extra points if you can name all the teams they played for too.
Ooh. Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Let's do it.
Okay. Here's an interesting one. Easy one that we're starting out with. Max Domi.
Who he was drafted by Arizona. He
Yeah.
played. You want?
He,
Okay.
I
so
can,
he
I can
played-
do this. I can do this.
Okay,
let me
you
do this
got it,
one.
you
All
got
right.
it, you got
Okay.
He played for Arizona,
Yep.
Montreal,
Yep.
Carolina, Toronto,
Columbus.
Columbus. Yeah. Is that
Two more.
Just two more.
Two more.
Oh, maybe I can do this.
Dallas and Chicago.
Yep.
Oh, you're right. Dallas and Chicago. I forgot about the Dallas stint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot about the Carolina stint.
Yeah, that Carolina stint was crazy. That's where he gained this reputation of like being good in the playoffs,
Yeah, he was unreal.
which
there.
he is good in the
was
playoffs.
unreal.
But that's where he kind of gained it because he had, I'm pretty sure, like a hat trick,
Let me see.
like a game. It was, I'm pretty sure it was a series clinching game. He had like a hat trick.
With Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, with Carolina.
Which even that playoffs, he wasn't like
he wasn't
crazy,
great.
crazy. Like
I think he
6
got it
game,
more
but-
when he was with Dallas. Like he had 19
Dallas,
games
yeah,
played,
he had
13
13
points,
points,
52 pens. Like he was all over the place.
Yeah. All right, what's the
Okay.
next one?
Next up, Mr. Kyle Palmieri.
No, Anaheim.
Anaheim is correct.
Oh,
He
wow.
played for Anaheim, New Jersey, because I'm pretty sure he got traded for Sami Vatanen. Like, I'm pretty
believe
sure
he
that
did.
was a trade that happened. So, New Jersey and then Islanders.
Yeah, that's all the teams he played for.
Yeah.
Sammy Vatanen trade.
I'm pretty sure he was traded for Sami Vatanen. I could be wrong though.
I think you're right. You want to check that, Mateo?
You got
trying
the
to-
wrong trade
I
there,
do.
pal.
Cal
Just look
Palmieri?
at if you look at his hockey DB, it shows.
Yeah.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, you
Yeah, the
can
other
click
one-
show trades.
He went to the Islanders with Zajac, right?
Yes, they both went, and then they both had to shave their faces, which Cal Palmieri had that incredible
Where do you
beard.
see that? Where can I look at trades?
At the top.
The top?
Yeah, yeah, show trades.
This is navigating
Oh,
hockey
wow.
TV with
No
Mateo
way you
instead.
don't know this, bro.
I
You're a-
don't, bro.
Oh, sorry, it was Adam Henrique.
Joseph Blandisi.
Right.
Not Sammy
God,
Vatanen.
Marley's
Sammy
legend.
Vatanen for Adam Henrique. So who was Palmieri traded for?
I'm looking
Can
at
you check
Joseph
that?
Blandisi right now. Actually.
Joseph Marley's legend.
Yeah.
Who was Sammy Vatanen traded? Or who was Kyle Palmieri traded for? Can we guess?
Oh my God. Because I thought it was Vatanen, but it was Henrique.
He went from Anaheim to the Devils.
I think it was a really nothing trade.
Anaheim to the Devils, you said?
Yeah, I'm
Oh my
pretty
God,
sure it was
there's
a
lot of
nothing
trades
trade.
here.
New
Devils
York
with
Islanders.
Travis Zajac and AJ Greer.
Wait, okay, here it is. Oh yeah, it was a second and a third.
Oh,
So it wasn't even okay. Never mind.
Okay, moving on.
We spent way too much time
Oh,
on
Kyle
that.
Palmieri.
Yeah.
Okay, newly signed to the Boston Bruins, Mr. Nikita Zadorov. Who
Buffalo.
drafted, oh my God, you
yeah.
are no
He
fun,
played for
Seb.
Colorado. He played for Chicago. He played for Vancouver. And now he's gonna play for Boston. Am I missing a team?
You're missing one.
Well, he played for Buffalo, no?
Yep.
Buffalo, Colorado, Chicago.
I'm surprised you got Chicago. with
Calgary,
this one.
right?
Calgary.
Oh, Calgary,
yeah.
yeah,
Played for
yeah.
Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
Up to 3 seasons with the Calgary Flames.
Yeah.
With Eric Goodbranson.
Yeah. We were. Oh my God. Yeah. We were talking about this before the show.
He was in the O'Reilly trade, by the way. That's why I know he played for Buffalo.
Zadorov.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just remember him as a Saber.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Anyways.
nice.
I don't.
All right, cool.
Moving on.
Moving on. We talked about this one a little bit before the show when I was coming up with the game because I was very prepared today. And they couldn't figure this one out, but Jake Muzzin.
Pittsburgh.
Oh my God! Can you get a life? I can't do these games anymore if you're just gonna get them right away. Oh my God!
Okay, the teams played for. He never played for Pittsburgh. He played for
No,
LA.
never played for
And
Pittsburgh.
the Leafs. That's
That's
it.
it. It's
Yeah.
LA and the Leafs.
Sorry.
Have you ever heard of a job, man?
I know. Jeez.
I heard your hours of CT were going down.
Okay, here's a dumb one. Mitchell Stevens.
I don't know.
Can you say
Tampa.
Tampa.
It's Tampa, yeah.
No
What?
way, it's
Tampa.
Tampa.
You're
Yeah.
lying.
Okay,
I'm not lying,
I
it's
knew
Tampa.
he
Cheat, I
played for
can't lie.
Tampa, but
I think he
No
briefly played
way.
for the Montreal Canadiens.
he
too.
played for Detroit as
Stevens?
well, I think.
I don't believe
Detroit?
He played for Detroit. No, he did. I'm wrong.
He did play for Detroit.
Actually, this
Detroit,
this is
yeah,
Stanley Cup
Tampa,
champion
Montreal,
Mitchell
Detroit.
Stevens.
Be serious.
Wow.
You're picking these guys in the game. Be serious. Like,
Mitchell Stevens.
I honestly, I just had to get one that
he
Seb
has.
wouldn't get.
Okay, you know what? How many career points in the NHL
Does
does
Mitchell Stevens have?
I'm gonna guess like 20.
27.
No, you guys are
20.
both over.
You both
10.
suck. Nope.
15.
16.
Wow.
How many goals does he have?
6.
No.
4.
No. You're right in the middle. 5.
Wow. You suck, Mitchell Stevens.
Okay, he
I'm
won a
kidding.
cup.
You're
He won a cup.
great player, honestly.
won a
You're
cup.
better than I'll ever be at
Mark
hockey.
Kastelik.
Ottawa
Oh,
draft?
shit.
Yeah, Ottawa draft.
Ottawa draft pick.
He was
yeah.
Ottawa drafted,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
And he played for Ottawa, and now he'll play for Boston.
Yep.
All right.
So Mateo knows who Mark Kaslik was drafted by. Nobody bats an eye, but I know who Nikita Zadorov was drafted by. And everybody
You know-
loses
You
their
said
mind.
Mitchell Stevens, dude. It's not the same thing.
Yeah,
How
but you guys were
about-
losing your shit at Zadorov.
No, Zadorov is fine.
I was losing my shit
Muzzin.
at Muzzin.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, I also knew that off the top of my head. So,
Yeah, because
All
I
right,
looked at his
moving on.
hockey DD a lot when he was a
Moving
Leaf.
on.
Craig Smith.
Oh, dude,
Nashville.
come on.
Yeah,
You gotta be kidding me. You know Craig Smith?
Bro, he was on Nashville forever.
I know, but like,
Okay, whatever.
but Chicago.
Nashville-
He plays for Chicago now,
Now
right?
he
But
plays
he plays for Chicago. He hasn't played a game yet
Boston,
there. Yeah.
Dallas, right?
Dallas,
Yep.
yeah. Was that it?
One
I'm pretty
more.
sure that's one more.
In the 2022-23 season, he spent 22 games here.
The Islanders?
Craig
Sounds like an Islanders name.
It's a
It's
yeah,
an
it
Islanders
does.
name.
It's a correct division though.
Yeah. Okay. Philly?
No, it wouldn't be Philly.
It's not Pittsburgh. It's
Devils?
not Devils.
No, it was a trade involving. Oh, I can't say.
Rangers?
No,
Columbus?
no.
All right.
We're missing
We've
one team.
It
named
was a
now.
trade
Every-
involving Dmitry Orlov.
Oh, Carolina?
Washington.
Washington.
I forgot that he played for Washington.
All right.
Wow.
Do you have any more?
Big
I got a few
Smith
more,
guy
yeah.
Here. Okay,
Okay.
let's keep going.
Cody Franzen.
Oh,
Leafs.
No,
Nashville draft
Nashville
pick.
It
draft
was
pick.
also Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was Nashville,
Played for the
Leafs, Nashville, Chicago. Correct?
I
Pretty
believe
sure.
he also played for the Sabres.
He did play
Oh
with the
yeah,
Sabres.
you know it was Sabres.
signed a big
Yeah,
contract
Yeah,
with
yeah,
them, didn't
yeah, yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't do much research on this. But bonus points if you can name who Cody Franzen was traded with.
Mike Santorelli.
Yeah.
I miss Mike Santorelli.
That
He
one
was
hurt.
one of my favorite.
No, you don't.
I don't remember shit
No,
about
you
Mike
don't.
Santorelli.
No, you don't. I'm calling you out. No, you don't.
I don't remember shit about Mike Santorelli.
Moving on.
All right, finishing off. I got one last one before we move on. Joffrey Lupul. Who drafted him?
Anaheim.
Yeah,
Yep.
Anaheim,
And who'd he play
Philly, Edmonton.
Yeah. Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. And I think that's
That's it, yeah.
Toronto was his
All
last
right.
stop.
Oh, you're forgetting one.
Am I?
Ruby Dog Island.
Oh, are you making a joke?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
for Joffrey
okay.
Lupul.
Well, yeah.
okay.
okay.
Didn't clock. I was like, what?
I was like, what the
Did not
fuck are you
clock that.
talking about?
I
All right,
kinda
that's a
bumbled,
good
that's on
spot
me.
to end the podcast. Means so completely confused and Jake's looking at us like we're idiots. Thank you guys for listening to the third episode of the Eyes on Leafs podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed and hope you come back for the next one.
Thank you.
Cheers.